Check it out. Alright, so social media influencer Molly-Mae hit my radar like a flipping kaiju today after she went viral for saying this.
Beyonce has the same 24 hours in a day that we do. When I've spoken about that before in the past, I have been slammed a little bit with people saying, you know, like, it's easy for you to say that you've not grown up in poverty, you've not grown up, you know, with major money struggles. So for you to sit there and say that we all have the same 24 hours in a day, it's not correct. And I'm like, but technically what I'm saying is correct. We do.
Now, we are going to be taking a look at the whole clip later on, but basically people on the internet are very furious indeed over the fact that she's acting like a complete Tory and ignoring the fact that people might not have the same opportunities as someone who's been told she's a precious little unique princess since the age of 16 years old when she won her first beauty pageant. I mean, we're talking about somebody here who's become a household name for nothing more than jumping on a reality show and letting Tyson Fury's little brother inside her fishy funnel, fam. So without further ado, let's take a little look at the clip of the interview that Molly-Mae gave to fellow Tory Stephen Bartlett that's got people on the internet more pissed off than Tommy Robinson during Ramadan, fam. Check it out.
Beyonce has the same 24 hours in a day that we do. And I just think, like, it's literally, you're given one life and it's down to you what you do with it. Like,
now already I've had to stop this video after about 3 seconds due to the fact that this woman's talking more bruised than escapes from Lizzo's buttocks after she's had a fucking beer, fam. Beyonce does not have the same 24 hours that you and I have. Beyonce has a team of about 500 people following her around every day. So she has all of their 24 hours as well. So in a single day, Beyonce has about 24,000 hours or some shit, bruv. People like you and I have about 1 hour a day left after we've looked after our kids, gone shopping, You see what I mean, bruv? Stop talking nonsense, you silly bin. Molly-Mae, I mean, not my daughter, obviously. Anyway.
Literally, you're given one life and it's down to you what you do with it. Like, you can literally go in any direction. And when I've spoken about that before in the past, I have been slammed a little bit with people saying, you know, like, it's easy for you to say that, you know, you've not grown up in poverty, you've not grown up, you know, with major money struggles. So for you to sit there and say that we all have the same 24 hours in a day, it's not correct. And I'm like, but technically what I'm saying is correct. We do.
I mean, I can't possibly think of why you might have been slammed for saying something like that. I mean, it's not like you're essentially saying, what, you starving? Why don't you just pop down to Waitrose and buy some caviar, chorizo and parma ham and stick it in a ciabatta? What's wrong with you? Poverty? Schmoverty?
So I understand that obviously we all have different backgrounds and we're all raised in different ways and we do have different financial situations, but I think if you want something enough, you can achieve it, and it just depends to what lengths you want to go to get where you want to be in the future. And I'll go to any lengths. Like, I've worked my absolute arse off to get where I am now. A lot of people don't think that and believe that, but it's true. I've worked so hard.
You say you'd do anything and you've worked so hard, yeah? But as far as I can tell, you worked part-time as a lifeguard before blowing up on Instagram before the age of 18 years old, winning a few beauty pageants, then getting offered a place on Love Island and being given sweetheart deals with slave shop utilising fast fashion brands. Imagine calling that working your arse off when the brand you represent literally uses slave shop workers who work 12 hours a day for a wage that could buy you a bowl of rice, fam. Shut your mouth, you dickhead. You work about as hard as a sloth in a hot box, fam. But anyway, she goes on to give an example of exactly how she pulled herself up by her bootstraps, applied herself, and stopped whinging about the cards she was dealt in life, and decided to make a decision and drag herself out of the deep, dark underbelly of crime that is Hitchin in Hertfordshire. Check it out.
I moved to Manchester when I was 18. And started my life there. I just moved out. I literally said to my mum one day, I walked down into the living room, I'll never forget it, and I said, I found this flat on Rightmove and I'm moving to Manchester. And she was like, no, you're not. I was like, no, I'm going. She was like, you don't have enough money. I was like, I'll find it. Like, I'll make this work. And I literally went within a week and I was gone. I packed all my stuff up and I just left.
Oh my God, you were so brave. What a champion. You literally packed up your stuff at the age of 18 and left home all by yourself. But in all seriousness, she did leave out one quite important detail when telling that story of her immense courage and bravery. Let's take a look at what that detail was.
Were you moving for a job, or you were moving just because you were sick of hitching?
Sort of, at that point, I sort of missed out a part. I'd sort of started to grow a following on Instagram, and it was growing quite rapidly. And I'd found a management in Manchester, so I just thought, I'm just going to go up there.
See, this is the perfect example of, I'm not privileged, I've got the same opportunities as all of you. My manager, my publicist, publicist, my PA, my stylist, and my lawyer all told me so. Mate, just be honest and say you've never worked a day in your life. You're incredibly lucky, and yeah, you have put some work in, but without that luck, you'd be Mo on the Asda checkouts. He's just popped out for a quick fag break, mate. Humble yourself, darling, because pretty soon that orange skin of yours is going to be haggard and wrinkled up, looking like an old Sainsbury's carrier bag, and them brand deals are going to dry up quicker than a crackhead's lips in summer, fam. But anyway, I think this Reddit user said it best. This is the part that gets me. People never critique her without saying first, I know Molly-Mae does work incredibly hard, but she doesn't. She posts about waking up in the middle of the afternoon most days, then just gets Starbucks delivered and lounges around her penthouse watching Netflix. In every vlog where she talks about working hard, the only work she does is having her makeup done and doing a photo shoot for a fast fashion brand. And that isn't to say modeling isn't hard, but she isn't even actually a model. She doesn't do half the grunt work real models have to do. She's never designed anything. Her clothing edits are always just basic pieces other people have put together. She has zero sense of any sort of interesting personal style, but we're supposed to believe she worked so hard to be a creative director, when so far it seems to be a vanity label that consists of her pretending to take notes in her Louis Vuitton day planner. Please. And you can't really argue with that, because in this clip we're about to take a look at, she's presented with a normal day's work for most people, and take a look at her reaction to it. Check it out.
Let's do this then. Okay.
So,
I'm starting my 2 till 10 shift about 1.
right, no worries.
I'm on the 2 till 10, but it's actually what time is it now? Right, it's 1:45. So I'm doing the 1 till, what would it be, 1 till what?
1 till 1.
1 till 1?
Yeah.
Oh, 12 hours?
Yeah.
I'll be on the floor like this by 1 a.m. Jesus.
You see, the problem here is that age-old adage of rich people being out of touch. Money may be like...
It's not been easy for me. It has not been easy for me. And, you know, I started off in Brooklyn. My father gave me a small loan of $1 million.
Now, don't get me wrong, yeah, I do get it. Everyone's struggles to them are the worst thing in the world ever. But some of us have the ability to put ourselves in other people's shoes. But it appears that Molly-Mae only has the ability to put herself in shoes that were made in a sweatshop by a 12-year-old Chinese boy. You see, when you're in poverty and that, you might not even have the idea to be able to reach for your goals. You might not even know what potential you have in life, because your opportunities are severely limited, and when you're starving, the only instinct you have is towards survival, not being some privileged little pampered little bitch who spent her whole life just dreaming of being famous no matter what the cost. But anyway, if you've enjoyed today's video, please don't hesitate to click that like button and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this one, and don't forget to click that bell icon and turn all notifications on. And finally, I just want to thank everybody who's supported me on Patreon, and if you'd like to join that, the link is in the description box below. So yeah, once again, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time, and...